Hey y'all, hey. So welcome to another session of KickBack Bible Study. Today we're going to do Deuteronomy chapters 31 through 34. That's going to close out Deuteronomy. It'll be the end of our Mosaic chapters. So that's a milestone, yay. So remember, we ended off in Deuteronomy 30, where Moses was going over the blessings and the curses, and he said, you know what, y'all gonna foul up, so y'all are going to experience both. And then when y'all get these curses and y'all gonna be scattered amongst the nations, then God gonna remember y'all, because y'all gonna remember God, and then y'all gonna want to act right. So he's giving that speech, he's giving that that last laydown. So we're gonna close out these last few chapters. So we're picking up here on chapter 31, where Moses is speaking to the people. He's gone through the blessings and the curses, and now he's getting ready to speak. So let's get to it. Chapter 31. And Moses went and spake these words unto all Israel. And he said unto them, I am 120 years old this day, and I can no more go out and come in. Also the Lord has said unto me, Thou shalt not go over this Jordan. And the Lord thy God, he will go over before thee, and he will destroy these nations from before thee, and thou shalt possess them. And Joshua, he shall go over before thee, as the Lord hath said. And the Lord shall do unto them as he did to Sihon and to Og, kings of the Amorites, unto the land of them whom he destroyed. And the Lord shall give them up before your face, that ye may do unto them according to all the commandments which I have commanded you. Be strong and of good courage, fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, it is that doeth go with you. So don't be scared, God with you. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. And Moses called unto Joshua and said unto him in the sight of all Israel, Be strong and of good courage, for thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord thy God has sworn to their fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it. And the Lord, he is it that doeth go before thee, and he will be with thee, and he will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed. And Moses wrote this law and delivered it unto the priests of the sons of the Levites, the priests of the sons of Levi, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, unto the elders of Israel. And Moses commanded them, saying, At the end of every 7 years, in the solemnity of the year of release, in the feast of the tabernacles, when all Israel's come to appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear, that they may learn, and fear the Lord your God, and observe to do all the words of this law, and that their children, which have not yet known anything, may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as ye live in the land, whether ye go over Jordan to possess it. And the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, thy days approach that thou must die. Call Joshua, present yourself unto the tabernacle of the congregation, that I may give him a charge. And Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of a cloud, and the pillar of the cloud stood over the door of the tabernacle. And the Lord said unto Moses, Behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after all the gods of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. So he's saying to God, God's saying to Moses, soon as you die, these people gonna go left. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, that they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say in that day, Are not these evils come upon us, because our God is not among us? And I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evils which they shall have wrought, in that they are turned to other gods. Now therefore write ye this song for you, and teach the children of Israel, put it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then they will turn unto other gods and serve them, and provoke me and break my covenant. So God's saying they're going to get over here, and I'm going to bless them, and they're going to be full in all these blessings, and then they're going to get lazy and complacent in their observance of me. They're going to do other things. They're going to go outside of my covenant. They're going to worship other gods, and it's going to piss me off. So then God said, when I get pissed off, I'm going to forsake them, and they're going to have a whole lot of evils. That's what God is saying. And it shall come to pass, when many evils and troubles are befalling them in this land, this song shall testify against them as a witness, for it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed, For I know their imagination, which they go about even now, before I have brought them into the land which I swear. So God giving us a song to remember. And he said, I know their imagination from their seed. God said, if they ain't going to remember nothing else, they going to remember a song. And this song going to testify against them. This song is going to say, you know what I told you? You're going to remember it now. Moses therefore wrote this song the same day and taught it to the children of Israel. And he gave Joshua the son of Nun a charge and said, be strong and of a good courage, for thou shalt bring the children of Israel into the land which I swear unto them, and I will be with thee. And it came to pass, when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in the book until they were finished, that Moses commanded the Levites, which bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, take this book of the law and put it inside the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God, that it may be there for a witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord. How much more after my death? So Moses was like, y'all was acting up when I was alive, so I know y'all gonna party hardy when I'm dead. Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them. For I know that after my death you will utterly corrupt yourselves, and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. And Moses spake into the ears of the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended. That's the end of chapter 31. So chapter 32, this is going into the song that Moses wrote that they're speaking about in chapter 31. So chapter 32. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as a small rain upon the tender herb, and the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of the Lord. Ascribe ye greatness unto our God. He is the rock, his work is perfect. For all his ways are judgment, of God of truth and without iniquity. Just and right is he. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation. Do ye thus requite the Lord, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he thy father that have brought thee? Hath he not made thee and established thee? Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided unto the nations of their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of their children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in the desert land, and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him out. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. He is an eagle. As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings. So the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride in the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields, that he made him suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs and rams, of the bread of Bashan, and goats, with the fat of kidneys and of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape. But Jeshurun waxed fat, and Kick thou art waxing fat. Thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsake God, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him into jealousy with strange gods and abominations. They provoked him unto anger. So what they're saying when it says they and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation, that's saying that God guided this person. And this is the song. God guided him through, and he waxed fat, and then got into a space where he forgot that God was supplying all of this, and he got into a space where he was like, wow, this is a wonderful rock, and stopped thinking about the fact that it's not the rock, it's God that controls what's coming from the rock. That's just the way he's giving you that blessing. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations. They provoked him unto anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that they came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them. Abhorred means he was disgusted, like, oh, I don't like you, because all the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. If they are a very forward generation, children in whom is no faith, they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. So God said, I'm going to hide my face from them and see what they shall be. They want to do what they want to do. They don't want to listen to my commandments. They don't want to obey me. They want to do what they want to do. I'll let them do it. Let them see the outcome of it. They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those who are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischief upon them. I will spread mine arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with anger. They shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of the beasts upon them, with the poison of the serpents of the dust. The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, and suckling also with the man of gray hairs. I also will scatter them unto corners, and I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Were it not for that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversities should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, Oh, our hand is high, and the Lord have not done all this. For they are a nation of void of counsel, neither is there any understanding in them. So God said, you know what? I can't even help them out and try to get them into a better space, because they gonna be like, this wasn't God, this was us. We did it ourselves. So God's saying, I got to let them all the way hit their face. That's what that means. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end. He's saying, I wish they had some sense. If they would just act right, but they think they know everything, so I got to let them feel it. I got to let them walk in what they think they know. How should one chance 1,000 and two put 10,000 to fight, except their rock had sold them, and the Lord has shut them up? So he said, how these people thought they went out and fought, and one chased 1,000 and two put 10,000 to flight. You really think that you could go out here and fight 1,000 people and this was all you? And this is the space that these people got in. They forget God. They forget that God is the source, the rock. That's what it's referring to. For their rock is not as our rock, even our enemies themselves being judges. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom, and their fields of Gomorrah. Their grapes are grapes of gall, and their clusters are bitter. Their wine is of the poison of dragons. And it's talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. It's saying they're going back into these things. They whole seen me burnt the city up because of the things that they were doing. And now their vine is of Sodom and Gomorrah. They're still doing the same things. Now, their wine is of poison of dragons, and their cruel venom of asps. It is not laid up to store with me and sealed among my treasures. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. For the Lord shall judge his people, and repent himself for his servants, when he seeth that their power is gone, and there is none shut up or left. And he shall say, Where are their gods, their rock with whom they trusted, which did eat the fat of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drunk offerings? Let them rise up and help you, and be your protection. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. For I lift up my hand to heaven, and I say, I live forever. And if I with my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies, and I will reward them that hate me. I will make mine arrow drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain of the captives, from the beginning of revenge upon the enemy. Rejoice, O ye nations. So God is saying in this chapter, this is from, in these verses from 35 to 42. That's God just saying, okay, y'all go through this and all of this sacrificing to these statues and all this different kind of stuff. See how that serves you. See what the outcome is at the end of the day. Like, how have these guys protected you? And I'm going to let you go through it, and I'm going to remove myself from this situation of giving you the protection and the blessings, so that you can see that ain't no other God like me. God flexing. He telling you, I am the I am. Ain't no gods with me. So that's what those verses are saying. Rejoice, O ye nations, with this people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants, and he will render vengeance to his adversaries and will be merciful unto his land and to his people. So that's saying, okay, so now all of y'all who come out on the other end of this, after y'all go through these tribulations, and when it says, rejoice, O ye nations, he will avenge the blood of his servants. God gonna take you back in the fold. So that's why it's saying rejoice. And Moses came and spake all the words of this song unto the ears of the people, he and Hosea the son of Nun. And Moses made an end of speaking all those words to Israel. Now, Hosea is Joshua in Hebrew. So I'm gonna look that up to see that. I believe that's Joshua. It's just written in a Hebrew translation, because it's saying son of Nun, and that's the same Joshua, son of Nun. And Moses made an end of speaking all these words to Israel, and he said unto them, set your hearts unto all the words which I testify among you this day, which ye shall command your children to observe and to do all the words for this law. For it is not a vain thing for you, because it is your life. And though this thing ye shall prolong your days on the earth, whether ye go over Jordan to possess it. And the Lord spake unto Moses that selfsame day, saying, get thee up into this mountain, Abram, unto Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, that is over against Jericho, and behold the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel for a possession. And die in the mount whether thou goest up, and be gathered unto thy people. And Aaron thy brother died in the Mount Hor, and was gathered unto his people, because ye trespassed against me amongst the children of Israel at the waters of Meribah-Kash in the wilderness of Zin, because ye sanctified me not in the midst of the children of Israel. Yet thou shalt set the land before thee, but thou shalt not go thither unto the land which I give to the children of Israel. Okay, so he said he gave the people the song. That's the end of chapter 32. He gave the people the song, and God was like, all right, you have done what I asked you to do. Go up in this mountain, you finna die. Okay, so chapter 33. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them. He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000 of saints. From his right hand went a fiery law for them. He loved the people. All the saints are in thy hand, and they sat down at the feet. Every one shall receive of thy words. Moses commanded us a law, even the inheritance of this congregation of Jacob. And he was a king in Jashan. And he was king in Jashan when the heads of the people and all the tribes of Israel were gathered together. Let Reuben live and not die, and let his men be few. And this is the blessing of Judah. And he said, hear, O Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people, and let his hands be sufficient for him, and be thou an help to him from his enemies. And of Levi he said, let thine Thummim and thine Urim be with thy holy name, whom thou doest prove at Massah, and with whom thou didst strive at the waters of Meribah. Who said unto his fathers and his mothers, I have not seen him, neither did he acknowledge his brethren, nor knew his own children, for they have observed thy word and kept thy covenant. So what that's saying with Levi, when it's saying that I have not seen him, neither did he acknowledge his brethren nor his own children, for they have observed thy word and kept thy covenant. That means that the Levites are people who are supposed to be solely, wholly dedicated to God. Their purpose is to serve in the tabernacle. They should teach Jacob thy judgments and Israel thy law, and they shall put incense before thee, and the whole burnt sacrifice upon thy altar. Bless, Lord, his substance, and accept the work of his hands. Smite through the lines of them that rise up against him, and of them that hate him, that they rise not again. And of Benjamin he said, the beloved of the Lord shall dwell in safety by him, and the Lord shall cover him all the day long, and he shall dwell between his shoulders. And of Joseph he said, blessed of the Lord be his land, for the precious things of heaven, for the dew, and for the deep that croucheth beneath, and for the precious fruits brought forth by the sun, and for the precious things put forth by the moon, and for the chief things of the ancient mountains, and for the precious things of the lasting hills, and for the precious things of the earth and the fullness thereof, and for the good will of him that dwelt in the bush. Let the blessings come upon the head of Joseph, and upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brethren. His glory is like the firstlings of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them he shall push the people together to the end of the earth, and they are the 10,000 of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. And of Zebulun he said, Rejoice, Zebulun, in thy going out, and Issachar in thy tents, and they shall call the people unto the mountains, and they shall offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they shall succor the abundance of the seas and of the treasures and hid in the sand. And of Gad he said, Blessed be he that enlargeth Gad, he dwelleth as a lion, and teareth the arm with the crown of the head. And he provide the first part for himself, because there is a portion of the lawgiver was he seated, and he came with his heads of the people and executed the justice of the Lord and his judgments with Israel. And of Dan he said, Dan is a lion's whelp, and he shall leap from Bashan. And of Naphtali he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor and full with the blessings of the Lord, possess thou the west and the south. And of Asher he said, Let Asher be blessed with the children, let them be accepted to his brethren, and let him dip his foot in oil. Thy shoes shall be iron and brass, and thy days, and so shall thy strength be. There is none like unto Gad of Jashan, who rideth upon the heavens, and in thy help, and his excellency in the sky. The eternal God is thy refuge, and underneath the everlasting arms he shall thrust thee out from the enemy from before thee, and shall say, Destroy them. Israel shall dwell in the safety alone. The foundation of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of help, and thou who is a sword of excellency in thine enemies, and shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. Okay, so this is Moses giving them blessings before they go out to fight. And when he's saying these names, when he starts with Reuben and goes down, he's not talking about individual people, because remember, these are the heads of the tribes that come from the 12 sons of Jacob. So he's giving these blessings not to individual people, but to the whole tribe. So just going back through it, I want y'all to make sure y'all understand those are not specific people. He's addressing the tribes as the whole by the names of their fathers from the sons of Jacob. Okay, chapter 34. And Moses went up from the plains of Moab unto the mountain of Nebo, to the top of Pisgah that is over against Jericho. And the Lord showed him all the land of Gilead unto Dan, and unto Naphtali, and to the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, and all the land of Judah unto the utmost sea, and the south of the plain of the valley of Jericho, and the city of palm trees, and Zor. So he got a sight. He got a view. And the Lord said unto him, This is the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, I will give unto thy seed. I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in the valley of the land of Moab, over against Bethor. But no man knoweth of his sculpture unto this day. And that's a sculpture, that's a grave. That's what that means. And Moses was 120 years old when he died, and his eyes was not dim, nor his natural face abated. So Moses was 120 and fine. Like, he still had a little muscle. And the children of Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 days. So the days of weeping and mourning for Moses were ended. So they had like a 30-day repast, like a 30-day funeral. And Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, and Moses had laid his hand upon him, and the children of Israel hearkened unto him, and did as the Lord Moses commanded. So Joshua is now basically like Moses's successor, as far as being in that space of leadership. And there arose not a prophet since in Israel, like unto Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. And all the signs of the wonders which the Lord sent him to do in the land of Egypt, to Pharaoh and all his servants, and to all his land, and all his mighty hand, and all the great terror which Moses showed in the sight of Israel. That's the end of chapter 34. So Moses just passed, and the people is getting ready to go over Israel. He done said what he had to say. He done told them what God done told them. He said, listen, laid out the blessings, the curses, done told them that they gonna go through the curses, gave them the whole prophecy. So now he ended out those last couple chapters, giving each individual tribe a blessing, and going up to the mountain, catching a view, and he died. So God is like, Your race is finished, sir. Let me give you this bomb view, and then you're going to come up here with me. So that is the end of our Mosaic chapters. So I want to thank y'all for spending some time with me today. And I hope that your study habits are being improved. And you should be proud. We got through the end of the Mosaic chapters. And so now we're going to transition into Joshua. That is our next book. So I look forward to seeing y'all on our sessions. And next time, get ready. It's going to be a change because, again, we're in the end of the Mosaic chapter. So we're going into another Bible that has different authorship. So we're going to look at it from a different perspective. It's going to be different kind of storytelling. It's going to change up here. So thank y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all next time on another session of Kickback Bible Study.